All right, now we moved outside here to my ladder truck, and after months of looking at this thing, figuring out what I'm going to do with it, I determined there's no way in the world that I could ever use the whole ladder truck, and I couldn't afford it to do the ladder, do everything to it. So somebody suggested to me one time, why don't you just take the ladder off and use the cab? And I said, no, I don't want to do that. But then I got to thinking about it. I said, that's a pretty good idea. I think I'll do that. I can drive it by myself. I can do a lot of things. So what we started doing, I got a guy over here, and for the metal, he's taking the ladder off of the truck. So the first step was he started cutting it down, and this is where we're at right now. He's cut everything from back there, from the turntable back to here, the back axle, the Tillman seat that was up top, I've got around back, and I'll tell you when we get up front what I'm going to do. But there was just so much missing off of this truck from 20 years of neglect and sitting out and people taking stuff off of it, that it was just way too much money that I didn't want to spend on it. So what I did, I am going to salvage, is this top rung of the ladder, and I've got about 10 foot that I'm going to take out, and it's got the turret on it, and that way I can salvage this and cut that one. I can salvage it and lean it against something and say that was the ladder off of it. So he's been cutting on it. He's only been here about 8 hours, and he's got this far. Come up here and cut the back jack side of it, and I panicked when I saw it. I'm thinking this thing is tearing the truck up, but you get underneath it and you look here, and it's just pivoted on the fifth wheel back there, and it's sitting on the ground. I asked him, unfortunately I wasn't here, I said, how hard did it hit the ground? He said it went down real slow, and we'll walk around to the other side, show you around there. And that's the fifth wheel that we're going to take off of there. And when he gets this up, he'll unbolt everything and pick that up. And the jacks, I'm going to take them off. I'm going to keep this, the pedestal that operated the turntable, the ladder, and all that. So I'm sure it makes a lot of people sick. It did my wife, it did me too, but it was useless. I had no place to keep it inside, and the thing continues to deteriorate. When I get this off, then I'll come in here and I'll start doing work on it. I'll put a top on it, because you see where it's rotted loose along the top, and it's that way all the way around. Then I can afford to have it sandblasted, because there's not that much here, and paint it. I'll paint it and put it back together, but I'm going to keep from the wheels back there all the way forward. Then I'm going to make a deck, like a pickup truck, to the back, and I'm going to put the Tillman seat on it with a pedestal beside the Tillman seat, so you have a lot of the parts of the ladder on it, but I'll be able to take it to car shows and stuff like that, where now it's useless. I can't do anything with it. And I have friends that say they can come out and crank that diesel engine. They say it'll be no problem at all, so we'll see on that. And then if you can see the roof up here, see how it's starting to rot out. And that's happened over the last 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So
I think it's about ready to fall out, Fred.
Yeah, I know. If I do it a little bit longer, I won't have to do anything. But like I said, I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed, but this is the only way that I could figure to do it. And I've had this 6-8 months now, I guess, and I walk around it and look at it and just look at, like, I can build these fenders. They're not difficult to build, but that's the only thing that, and then it starts getting into real money, getting everything buying a set of tires for the whole truck because these are probably 1975 tires that are on it. And I doubt I'll run them. But anyway, so this is where we're at. And we'll walk around here and I'll show you the Tillerman seat.
Okay.
All right, this is the steering box for the Tillerman seat here. And that thing is huge. I never realized it was that big, but quite a piece of equipment there. And the tanks, I didn't know this until he started taking it apart. The tanks were filled with propane. That's what they used to for the brakes.
Wow.
Rather than air, it had propane in it,
Okay.
which is kind of weird.
Hmm.
But anyway, according to the guy that cut it up, he said propane came out of this when I cut it up. I said, did it catch on fire? He said, yep.
Hmm.
So,
Oh boy.
yeah.
Yeah, welding on propane. Lucky to be around.
All right, this is the Tillerman seat here that was on the back of the truck. And so I cut it off, brought it back here, set it here, and when I redo the truck, which I'll do, I'll bring this back around and sit it on there. And if I take it to a car show or something, somebody could sit in the back. You know,
Cool.
just being different.
Yeah.
But it's in real good shape. The plexiglass top, could never get one built. Probably, I wouldn't want to spend the money it costs, so I'm just going to clean it up. It'll clean up okay, and do that. And I put it in the other video. The reason they put this top like this bubble on it, they didn't think about guys being 6 foot, 6'1", and this thing had no suspension. And when it hit the ground, one guy, more than one, but one guy came up and broke his neck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they decided they needed to put that in, even with the seat belts on.
Wow.
You know, you have got some movement there. It didn't have shoulder harnesses, just lap belts.
Neat.
Yeah.